All right. Hey, everyone. I just wanted to come on really super quick because I saw the new series that East First West posted today, Prying. And this first one here has Monster Michael Todd, my personal favorite arm wrestler. Love the dude. Love watching him. Love all of his heart. Love his commitment to God. Um, Definitely my favorite, but that's not why I wanted to come on to make this video. I wanted to come on to make this video because this series is exactly what myself, Brian Parliament, Dakota Shipton, and many other content creators that I've had conversations with, and many other athletes have all said that we've been wanting. Because, one thing you can say what you want about the Game of Arms TV series, but one thing they got right is they made everyone care about every single one of those athletes on the show. And that's what we need. A lot of people are really good at making posters, at putting out short training videos, at, saying this is the matchup that's going to be there, but no one's really invested into the athletes and shown their story and really made people care about what's important to them and showing what's relatable about their life into their own. And that's so important in terms of creating new fans, creating more casual fans of the sport. They have to have something that makes them like them for more than just the arm wrestling aspect. It could be how they live their life. It could be their faith. It could be, just their personality, their mindset. There's so many different aspects that could make you a fan. It's not like in traditional sports where it's like, oh, that was my college or that's my hometown or whatever that they're from. Like a lot of people, yeah, they're competing out of these places, but since it's not like a team thing, people don't have like this, loyalty just based off of where they're from. And then people aren't going to automatically be a fan of you just because you're from the same place as them. So I think this series is super amazing. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with it. I hope they do it for all their kind of premier returning, athletes who have been there multiple times or athletes who have won. I hope they do this for up and coming athletes, the new ones that are coming into the show. I really hope they put a lot of budget and time and effort into this. And I, really thank whoever's idea was to come up with and start doing this series because, I just think it's super important to the growth of arm wrestling. One of the whole reasons why I started my YouTube channel, well, the main reason why is because I thought the Montana arm bender was so cool. My very first video is a Montana arm bender predictions for last year. And one of the reasons why I love the arm bender is because it highlights athletes, and there's athletes on there that you care about and that you give a shit about and that you want to see succeed because you have some skin in the game with them. You've seen them at the tournaments. You've been across the table from them. You felt their pressures and you want to see how they do against these big, huge names, these big, huge stars. And then that's what the armbender does. And it makes you care in that way. And one thing that we tried to do this year is we tried to do a video series highlighting the athletes and showing a little bit about what they're about, talking about their matchups. But obviously, we don't have the capability of traveling out to where they are and filming their life and talking to different people. So I think it's great that the leading organization in the sport of arm wrestling right now, East First West, is taking the time and spending the money to do this because this is incredible and it will have a positive impact. Maybe not immediately, but each episode you release, it's going to build and build and build. I think starting with Monster Michael Todd is a genius. He's a really passionate guy. He's really likable. A lot of people who are deeply entrenched in arm wrestling might not like him because, of the King's move or whatever their perceptions are about him. But I guarantee that he's a person that casual fans of the sport will love and get behind because he's a real person. He's not afraid to show his emotions. He's not afraid to put himself out there. He's not afraid to say what's most important to him. And his matches are super exciting and fun to watch. It's part of the reason why, if he's not the main event, he's the co-main event because he's always putting on a good, exciting, fun match. And man, again, this is just exactly what the sport needs. And, just I can't even say anything that I'd really critique or complain about other than the fact that it'd be cool if it's possible maybe in the future again if this does well and the videos generate revenue, maybe they can stay for a little bit longer and kind of like what they did with Game of Arms where they kind of showed a little bit of the lifestyle stuff, went around with the athlete a little bit and just kind of saw them in normal everyday situations. Again, it's not like a negative or anything that they didn't do that. I think it was a really, really great episode, and I loved every minute of it. If there's anything I could see added, I guess that would probably be the only thing. But I know, again, it's hard. Everything costs money to do. Nothing's for free. Not every arm wrestler is a content creator with an editor and a film team that can do this, for you. So big shout out to East vs West and whoever on the team decided that this was the thing to do, because I really truly think it was the thing to do. And I can't wait to see more episodes, and I can't wait to see what this brings to the sport, because I do think that it can bring in a lot of fans. Who knows how many times already in this video, but I'm just excited because, this is something I've been asking for and wanting to see for a long time. And if there is one thing, if I'm not a great arm wrestler yet, I am a great fan of arm wrestling, and I watch everything I absolutely can. Love the sport, love the athletes, and I really want to see them get highlighted more and pushed out there more. So that way the athletes can have their own brand, because the athletes being a brand is what arm wrestling needs. Arm wrestling itself, just the way it is, there's not really much merchandise you can sell. People don't get excited over shirts. Sorry. I mean, it's great. I have my King of the Table signed, Lexi Vovoda and John Brzezinski shirts up behind me. But again, I am a super fan, and I'm willing to bid and do things like that for, things that most fans might not care about. But we don't have a lot of memorabilia or merchandise or whatever to be able to push on the people, just the way the sport is. So the arm wrestlers themselves have to be the brand. And arm wrestling is the vehicle. It's how we can all connect, literally connect, but once our stars are out there and our regional athletes, which I'm trying my best, my little channel here to push myself. But once that all comes together, you're really going to see arm wrestling start attracting those casual fans. Can't wait to see what Corey Miller thinks about this too. He's doing big things to push out the sport and make it grow and bring a lot of money into it. So all this type of stuff goes hand in hand. We're all helping each other. We're all doing our part to help bring the sport up. And if you want to know what you can do, as a local level puller, if you're competing in super matches, if you're going to tournaments, all you have to do, it doesn't matter if you only have 100 friends or even less on Facebook, just whatever tournament you're competing in, click the share button that for the promoter when they put out the poster, say that you're going to be there, and if you think you're strong enough to beat me, show up and see if you can. Just start normalizing arm wrestling, start pushing it out there. It doesn't have to take much. If all you do is hit the share button, if you're going to be in a super match, don't be afraid to make some comments. You can stay humble. You don't have to shit talk like me, but you can just say something, be like, oh, I'm just super excited for this opportunity. I can't wait to pull such and such. Share anything that the promoter puts out. Add a little comment to it. It'll take 1 minute of time from you. If you can film some of your training, if you can film some of your table time, do something, just push it out, get it out there to as many people, make arm wrestling, and especially professional arm wrestling, or the fact that it is a sport, an organized sport, so normalized and commonplace that when people see it, they will stop to watch it because they know it is something. It's not just some two guys in a bar, pulling. Well, even if it technically is, if it's held at a bar, because that's where these tournaments are usually held. But still, it's just really important that we do everything we can, because this helps us. So that way we can start showing up to tournaments and, instead of winning $50, $100, $150 for placing, in the top three, maybe we start winning $500. Maybe local tournaments get big enough to where you can start winning $1,000. That would be great. And if you have a super match on a decent platform, maybe you could be winning $5,000, $10,000 just because there's enough money, there's sponsorships, and the right people are involved. And the only way that's going to happen is if we normalize arm wrestling, push it out there, and make it a commonplace occurrence in the minds of everyone. So again, no matter how big or small your platform is, just sharing things and getting it out there makes a difference. Because if you make one fan, you just grew the sport. If you bring in one competitor, then that competitor can grow it. So then what you do can have this big, huge multiplicative effect. So before this video gets too long, I'll go ahead and end it. Again, it's a Prime series. I'll put a link below. It's from East vs West. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's great. It's amazing. This is what our sport needs. If you like my content and what I'm doing here, I really appreciate the support. If you consider liking, subscribing, and sharing any of the videos that you do like, that would help me out a lot. And yeah, I'll catch you guys next time.